How you doing, guys? Welcome to the first of a new feature. This is going to be called Is It Pish or Not? And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a classic arcade game. This being the first one, 1942. I'm going to play it for like a couple of minutes. I'm then going to look at this game on other gaming systems. Basically, I'll do a kind of 5-minute video of this particular game running on other systems. So, you know, whatever systems I've got it on: Commodore Amiga, ST, C64, Spectrum, Amstrad, SNES, Mega Drive, whatever it's going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off playing the arcade game, then I'm going to cut to the other versions, and I'll just give my thoughts and opinions on it, and just basically see how it kind of compares to the original. Some sort of the ports have actually been better than the original game. So anyway, I'm going to have a quick shot of this one. This is the arcade version of 1942. So let's go. I'll just have the one quick game. I was actually playing this game as a 10-minute mashup. It was yesterday actually, and I think I got my highest score ever, which is 180,000. You might be able to see at the top of the screen. I did actually mention about my mate John Studley, he's one of the world's best Pac-Man players. He was playing this at the Revival event at the weekend, and he got something like 1.2 million points. So yeah, it makes my 180,000 seem absolutely awful. So yeah, this isn't going to be a mashup, it's just going to be an overview of the game itself. One thing that's quite unique about the arcade version, obviously, is the aspect of the screen. It's a very, very tall, narrow screen, which basically is perfect for this kind of game. The graphics, they're not exactly astonishing looking. They're workable graphics. You know, the animation's pretty basic to say the least. I think you might be able to see the wee propellers spinning around in the planes. Yeah, so I mean the graphics are workable, that's about as far as I could take it. The sound is always very, very strange. I've always wondered what the wee kind of whistly noise is. I don't quite know what that's supposed to be. I would have thought it would have been more kind of sort of aeroplane sound effects like you get in Beachhead on the C64. That kind of noise. Where the wee kind of whistly sound comes from, I'm not quite sure. So anyway, I mean, this game should be a fairly easy game to port to computers because it doesn't tax. It's not exactly a taxing game. It's sprites coming down the screen and that's about it. There's not an awful lot going on. There's no big end of level. In fact, am I talking rubbish? I think there might be a big end of level plane at some point, but I've never actually got that far into the game, so I couldn't really tell you. How are we doing for time? A couple more minutes and then we'll call it a day. We'll move on to the next one. So yeah, hopefully this feature will develop into something that's quite interesting for people to watch. I can remember playing this. The only time I played this game was in Craigswood Sports Centre. Me and two of my mates were playing squash, and basically whoever wasn't playing squash at that point was playing 1942. And I can actually remember we just had one credit, and we were actually that good at it that we were able to basically whoever wasn't playing just took over the game. Can't remember what score I got that enough. But anyway, listen guys, I'm going to to draw this the arcade one to an end now. This is 1942 in the arcade, and we shall look at other versions just now. Right guys, this is 1942 on the Commodore 64. First thing you'll notice is the screen is it's a lot wider than it is high, which is completely different from the arcade version. It means that you don't, bloody hell, it's also very difficult. It basically means you don't get an awful lot of time to actually see what's coming towards you. Graphics aren't too bad. Nice kind of smooth scrolling. I would say probably the graphics are slightly on the big side just because the screen ratio is so much different. It plays quite nice, but I would say it's a lot harder than the arcade one, just because you've got little time to react. Oh bollocks! You've got so little time to actually react when something's coming onto the screen, especially when they're coming up from underneath you. I did play this version quite a lot back in the day, but like I said, I just found it awfully difficult. Nice music. Yeah, music's nice. The funny thing is, I don't know why they insisted in putting music into games that never had music to begin with. I'm certainly not aware of the arcade version having music. Certainly not in game anyway, that's for sure. This is also bloody hard as well. I mean, the sprites do look quite authentic, a bit on the big side. So yeah, it's not a bad conversion, but I say again, because of the sort of aspect ratio of the screen, it just makes for quite a frustrating game because you just simply don't have enough time to see what's coming towards you, either in front or behind you. And it's certainly a lot harder as well. I mean, I'm guessing there's not an awful lot you could really do about the screen aspect ratio. You know, this is the way the Commodore 64 looks. So there's not an awful lot you can really do. And it's just so difficult. Dearie me. Anyway, listen, that's enough of that one. Moving on. Okay, this is Amstrad CPC 464 version. Now I'm playing this under emulation, this one, so you need to bear with me while I start the game. I'm actually playing all these under emulation. I've got them all on the Xbox, the modded Xbox, and it just makes it a lot easier to kind of do this feature. Right, okay. I'm not sure about this. Movement, as you can probably tell, is pretty shite. Now this, I would expect this to be a bloody Acorn Electron version or a VIC-20 version, not an Amstrad CPC 64. I mean, the Amstrad is capable of some cracking games, and in the right hands, the Amstrad is better than the Commodore 64. I mean, some of the games that the Amstrad can do are just amazing. This is a pretty poor conversion. I mean, it's juddery, it's slow. About the only redeeming feature of this game, I would say, is it's got a slightly better the screen does look slightly more vertical than it is wide, which compared to the Commodore 64 version is better. But I mean, now I'm playing this under emulation, but I do know from previous experience that the emulation on the Xbox is pretty spot on. So this is pretty unforgivable. It's actually, I mean, I'm saying that, I'm criticising, I'm saying the graphics are, well, the graphics themselves are alright, they don't look particularly like the arcade. It is slow, it is jerky. It's probably a lot more playable than the C64 version, so... But it plays like a machine. It's playing like a version you expect on a far lesser machine, less capable machine than the Amstrad. So yeah, it's just you can probably tell there I mean, it is quite slow. Saying that, I'm saying it's slow, at least it makes it quite a playable game. But if it was smoother and less jerky, I would actually say it's actually not a bad version. I mean, you can see there, I've got to the sort of end of the first level in my first go. I couldn't even get any more than about 10 seconds into the Commodore 64 version, so... Weighing everything up, I would probably rather play this than the C64 one. So far anyway. At least you can see the bullets as well. There we go. Ding dang do. It's certainly a version of 1942. It doesn't play particularly like the arcade one. It's probably a bit too slow. But it's certainly more playable than the Commodore one. Improve the scrolling and this would be not a bad game at all. And there's certainly a lot lesser, or a lot fewer planes on the screen at once as well, so again I reckon that's just down to sloppy programming rather than the computer being unable to actually produce that. So anyway, I think this is enough of this one. This is the Amstrad CPC 464 version. Let's move on. Okay, this is 1942 on the MSX, which wasn't a brand as such. It was a system that multiple companies, I think Panasonic, Toshiba, Sharp, etc., all agreed on. Similar to like the VHS of videos, they agreed on a sort of recognised format of computer, which basically meant that all these different computers, companies could release their own version and any software would run on all of them. It was a good idea at the time, but it never really worked at all. Now, yeah, this looks quite impressive. It plays quite fast, maybe slightly too fast. It certainly looks very, very, very authentic. Sadly, the MSX, it never really took off sort of at all. But it was it wasn't really a big player at all in the UK. But it was actually a very, very capable machine. I mean, it had some cracking conversions. But this certainly looks and sounds pretty good. Bit of flicker with the sprites. Yeah, in fact there's quite a lot of flicker with sprites. You can see there when the big aeroplane disappears, things speed up nicely. Aye! If you didn't know otherwise, you could actually almost mistake this for the arcade version. The sound is almost spot on. Graphics look really nice. This is apart from the slowdown when the big kind of plane kicks in. I also like the fact that the bullets are big red dots, which makes it a lot easier to kind of spot. Yeah, this is actually quite an impressive conversion. Apart from when this big boy comes on, everything just goes to pop. Bit shorter level as well, I think, than the arcade. But yeah, this is definitely this is the winner so far. You just get the feeling if the processor was a bit quicker, this would have been absolutely fantastic. But it actually feels like the arcade version. The movement, the firing. The ironic thing is, it plays almost slightly too fast, and then it also plays a bit too slow when obviously the big guy comes onto the screen. So, but yeah, I'd have been delighted with getting this as a kid. I mean, the sound is absolutely spot on. It doesn't just sound like it; it's identical. Anyway, that's the MSX version. Let's move on. Okay, this is 1942 on the Gameboy Color. Never actually tried this, so let's give it a shot. Okay, first impressions, very nice indeed. It's it's smooth. It runs nice kind of frame rate, no glitching of any kind. It's even got the annoying little whistly sound. Yeah, even the graphics are quite authentic. I mean, it plays quite a bit slower than the arcade one. But this is actually a very nice conversion. It sounds like somebody flatlining there. Yeah, I mean, it's because of the Game Boy Color screen, it's obviously kind of almost as high as it is wide. So yeah, it kind of pulls this kind of game off pretty well. The graphics aren't too big. I mean, they're definitely a bit bigger than the arcade one, but there's plenty of time to kind of react. Quite authentic looking graphics. Different use of colour. Okay, apologies about that, guys. The SD card ran out of space. So where were we? Yeah, the colours are slightly different. They're more kind of grey, I'm sure, in the arcade one. But you know what? This is a really impressive conversion. I mean, like I said, it's not the most taxing game in the world, so I'm surprised that, you know, they couldn't have made better conversions for some of the machines. But again, like I said, it kind of comes down to the shape of the screen, I suppose, that the hardware was kind of made to run on. So yeah, this is really nice. This is definitely the best one so far, I would say. How about this with that? I mean, I'm playing this on the main cab, so I'm using proper joystick and buttons. How it would control on the Game Boy Color D-pad, I'm not quite so sure, but I'm not really looking at controls, it's all about just how well the game plays and how it looks. So yeah, this is 1942 on the Game Boy Color. Okay, and this is the Spectrum version. Let's go. Right, again, first impressions, it's kind of managed to retain the sort of aspect ratio of the original, which is nice to see. I must admit, being a Commodore 64 owner, I used to look at some of the Spectrum conversions and think, why do they use up half the screen for like the titles? But I can now see why the guy's actually done that, because it gives for a more kind of pleasing, more authentic looking game. It's, my goodness, it's quite slow. It's definitely slower than the arcade one. Scrolling's not too bad. It's not the smoothest in the world, but not too bad. Graphics are quite nice. Obviously, there's a bit of colour clash going on there, but it certainly feels quite like the arcade one. It's quite hard to see the bullets at times, like that, although that's probably me just being bloody rubbish. But I would definitely say it's the best of the 8-bit machines, for sure. The Commodore 64 kind of looks quite nice, but because of the screen ratio, see, I found that very, very difficult to actually try and avoid that. You can't really tell where the bullets are coming from. Yeah, the Commodore 64 one looks quite nice, but the screen ratio is away to pop, which makes it, you're playing in a very, very small playing area. Amstrad one's pretty dreadful. This one is actually quite nice. So it's certainly, I mean, I've played quite a lot of the arcade one, and it certainly feels more like the arcade one than any other version. I like that. That doesn't happen in the arcade. They don't normally blow up like that when you land. It sounds quite minimal, but you know what? The sound in this game is never up to much anyway. So yeah, bullets are quite hard to see, but yeah, in the main, I think that's quite a nice conversion. So that's the Spectrum version. Okay, this is 1942 on the Xbox. It's running under the, what do you call it, Capcom Classic Collection. Now this is probably slightly cheating. I wouldn't say cheating, but I mean this is obviously emulated, so it's going to be a pretty it's going to be a pretty authentic conversion. Or not conversion, it's going to be a pretty authentic experience, because from what I gather, I think it is running the arcade ROM. It certainly looks exactly the same. It's got the little jangly whistly thing that the machine gun makes, or is it the aeroplanes that are attacking you make that? Don't know. The only thing I would say is, again, the aspect ratio is slightly different. Now, I don't know, is that because this is running on widescreen? I'm not too sure. Well, so let me see if I can actually adjust the aspect ratio. No, I can't. It won't let me. Yeah, but it's certainly, well, the graphics look absolutely identical. The speed of the game seems to be perfect. Sounds seem exactly the same. And yeah, I'm guessing because my Xbox is set to widescreen, this is actually stretched slightly. So I'm guessing if it was on the correct aspect ratio, it would probably look nigh on perfect. But yeah, it's even got the same sort of like default kind of high score names and that kind of stuff. So this is obviously the arcade version that's running. So this is a bit of a cheat. So I mean, to sum up, if you've got access to the arcade version through MAME, whatever, then by all means play that. If you don't, then this is going to be the closest you're going to get to the arcade. But like I said, it is actually playing the arcade ROM, so it's kind of slightly cheating. As far as conversions go, I would say the Spectrum one is pretty credible. It's actually really nice considering, you know, lacky sound, obviously kind of lacky colour as well. The MSX one looks really nice apart from a lot of slowdown, especially when you get the kind of big aeroplane coming onto the screen. But for me, the best version, home version, is without a doubt the Game Boy Color. It's really good. It looks the part, sounds the part. It's even got the kind of the actual screen looks kind of the proper ratio, which makes for a really nice game. So yeah, that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed watching this first of what I hope to become a regular feature, where I'm going to feature arcade games and all the various conversions that I can possibly find. So as usual guys, thanks for watching. Well, I completely and utterly forgot about probably the best version, which is the Nintendo NES. So without much further ado, let's take a look. I'd actually finished putting this video together, and it just crossed my mind that there might be a version on the Nintendo NES, and sure enough there was. So please forget my earlier comments regarding the what the best version is until we've looked at this one. It's just when I was uploading the video, something was crossed my mind about. I'm sure there was one in the NES, and I remember at the time being quite impressed. And sure enough, here it is. Now it's quite nice. Graphics are very similar to the arcade. Movement slightly jerky, nothing major. Now again, whether that's because I'm playing it on emulation, I don't know. Although saying that, you tend to find that sometimes systems that are a wee bit jerky, they tend to play actually better on an emulator. But yeah, nah, nothing bad at all. Graphically wise, it looks really nice. It's got a nice, the aspect ratio again of the screen lends itself pretty well. It's very similar to the arcade. Slightly wider, but you can see exactly what's coming towards you. Sound wise, it's pretty good as well. I'd probably say it's slightly easier than the arcade one, but yeah, I would probably say that this is actually a draw between this and the Nintendo Game Boy Color. Both versions are excellent, really authentic graphics and sound, and they're both oops, pressing the wrong button there. And both play, sound and look very similar to the actual arcade version. So yeah, I would have to make it a tie for the best home port. I'm going to go for the Nintendo NES and the Nintendo Color Game Boy. So once again guys, hope you've enjoyed watching this feature, and as usual, thanks for watching.